desolate heights of the Himalayas, where the air is thin and the landscape is harsh, we find an enigmatic creature, the snow leopard, cloaked in a thick, beautiful coat of gray and white. This majestic feline is the epitome of grace and strength. Yet, beneath this stunning exterior lies a shocking reality that few are privy to. If you will, a snow leopard, once the apex predator of its realm, now marred by a horrific wound, a parasitic flower that has taken root in its flesh. This grotesque bloom, with its tendrils burrowing deep into the leopard skin, is not merely a sight to behold. It is a testament to the brutal and often cruel dance of nature. As the flower siphons nutrients from its host, the snow leopard suffers, its once proud body becoming a canvas for this ghastly invasion. The flower, a sinister reminder of nature's capacity for violence, thrives in this unforgiving environment, feeding on the very essence of life. Yet, the horror does not end there. The snow leopard, already weakened by its floral tormentor, becomes a magnet for yet another unwelcome guest. The barnacle. Yes, barnacles, those seemingly innocuous crustaceans, have found a way to latch onto the fur of this magnificent beast. As they cling tenaciously to the leopard's coat, they create a grotesque spectacle. These marine organisms, typically found on the hulls of ships or the rocks of tidal pools, have adapted to a life that defies their nature. They invade the snow leopard's territory, embedding themselves in its fur, forming clusters that resemble a twisted crown of thorns. Each barnacle, while small, represents a significant burden, weighing down the leopard and further complicating its struggle for survival. This bizarre infestation, in the icy expanse of the Arctic, where the sun barely pierces the perpetual twilight, a solitary figure lumbers across the frozen landscape. This is not just any polar bear. This is a creature marked by a grotesque affliction, a living testament to the harsh realities of survival in a world increasingly shaped by human actions. As we draw closer, the sight is both captivating and horrifying. A barnacle wound, a grotesque patchwork of crustacean invaders clinging to the bear's once pristine fur. The barnacles, with their hard, calcareous shells, have taken hold in a way that is both fascinating and repulsive, transforming this majestic predator into a canvas of nature's darker side. The barnacle infestation on this polar bear is not merely a cosmetic issue. It is a harrowing reminder of the interconnectedness of life and the consequences of environmental change. Barnacles, typically found clinging to rocks and ships, have found a new host in this unfortunate bear. These tiny crustaceans, which can number in the thousands, latch onto the bear's skin, burrowing into the flesh and creating open wounds that can become infected. The bear, once a symbol of strength and resilience, now bears the weight of these parasitic invaders, a living embodiment of nature's cruelty. As we delve deeper into the biology of barnacles, we uncover a world that is as intricate as it is disturbing. These creatures are filter feeders, drawing in microscopic plankton from the water. They possess a unique ability to sense their environment, using their antennae to detect the presence of a suitable host. Once they find a polar bear, they secrete a powerful adhesive that allows them to anchor themselves to the skin. This process is not without consequence. The bear's immune system responds to the invasion, leading to inflammation and pain. The barnacles, in their relentless pursuit of survival, exacerbate the bear's suffering, creating a vicious cycle of infestation and injury. The sight of barnacles festering on the bear's body is a stark reminder of the fragility of life in the Arctic. As the ice melts due to climate change, the habitats of these creatures shift, leading to unexpected. In the heart of the African savanna, a majestic lion prowls, the king of beasts reduced to a haunting figure. His once mighty frame now bears a gruesome testament to the relentless forces of nature. A horrific barnacle wound festers on his side, a grotesque sight that shocks the senses. Imagine the scene: a proud creature, the embodiment of strength and ferocity, now marred by a malicious infestation that seems almost otherworldly. The barnacles, those seemingly innocuous crustaceans that cling to rocks and ships, have found a new host in this regal predator, transforming him into a living canvas of decay. As we delve deeper into this unsettling reality, we must confront the raw and unsettling truth of nature's design, a truth that intertwines beauty with horror. Barnacle infestation occurs when these tiny creatures, often mistaken for mere marine nuisances, latch onto a host in search of sustenance and shelter. In this case, the lion's skin has become a perfect breeding ground. The barnacles, with their hard, calcareous shells, burrow into the flesh, creating an open wound that festers with infection. This grotesque symbiosis drains the lion's strength, leaving him vulnerable and weakened as the barnacles multiply. They form a grotesque patchwork over the lion's side, a stark contrast to his golden fur. The sight is both fascinating and repulsive, a reminder of the brutal realities of life in the wild. The lion, once the epitome of power, now seems a mere shadow of his former self, an unwilling participant in a dark dance of survival. Yet, in this tale of decay lies a moral reflection on the relationship between humans, animals, and nature. As we exploit the natural world, encroaching on habitats and disrupting ecosystems, we must ask ourselves, are we not also the barnacles? Clinging to our comforts and conveniences, we may unwittingly inflict wounds upon the very fabric of life that sustains us. This lion's plight serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of our actions, a dark twist in the narrative of coexistence. Perhaps, in our quest for dominance, we have become the parasites, feeding off the vitality of the earth, while ignoring the damage we inflict. So, as we gaze upon this tragic figure, let us not forget that the line between predator and prey is often blurred, and sometimes it is we who are the unwitting parasites in the grand tapestry of life. After all, who knew barnacles had such a taste for drama? In the heart of the African savanna, where the golden grasses dance under the relentless sun, a haunting spectacle unfolds. A majestic white lion, often revered for its ethereal beauty, now bears a gruesome mark of nature's brutality, a horrific barnacle wound that festers like a dark secret. As the camera zooms in on this regal creature, the contrast between its striking white fur and the grotesque barnacle infestation becomes disturbingly clear. These barnacles, typically found clinging to rocks and ships, have taken an unexpected and sinister turn, latching onto the lion's skin with a tenacity that is both fascinating and repulsive. The lion, once a symbol of strength and majesty, now appears as a living canvas of suffering, a testament to the cruel realities of survival in the wild. Barnacles are small crustaceans that thrive in aquatic environments, often attaching themselves to hard surfaces. However, in this bizarre twist of nature, these marine invaders have found their way onto the lion's body, drawn perhaps by the moisture of its fur or the scent of its sweat. As they latch on, they create a grotesque colony, their hard shells digging into the lion's flesh, leading to painful sores and infections. The lion's skin, once smooth and proud, now resembles a battlefield, marred by the relentless assault of these relentless hitchhikers. Each barnacle is a tiny fortress, home to a creature that thrives on the very host it is destroying, a parasitic relationship that highlights the darker side of nature's design. As the infestation worsens, the lion suffers in silence, a poignant reminder of the fragility of life in the wild. It is a cruel irony that the very beauty that makes this lion so captivating has now become a source of torment. The barnacles, oblivious to the pain they inflict, continue to multiply, each one a testament to nature's indifference. This situation serves as a dark reflection of our own interactions with the environment. Just as the barnacles cling to the lion, humans often cling to nature, exploiting it until it bleeds. The lion, a regal predator, becomes a victim of circumstance, much like the ecosystems we continue to ravage in our pursuit of progress. In the end, as we ponder this unsettling tableau, we are left with a chilling thought. Perhaps we are not so. In the quiet woods where nature's beauty reigns, a haunting tale unfolds. A deer, once a symbol of grace and tranquility, now bears the grotesque marks of a barnacle infestation. Imagine wandering through the serene forest, only to stumble upon this tragic sight, a majestic creature, its fur matted and its body marred by clusters of barnacles, grotesquely clinging to its skin like sinister growths. These marine organisms, typically found on the hulls of ships or the rocky shores of oceans, have made an unlikely home on this land-dwelling mammal. The sight is both shocking and fascinating, a stark reminder of nature's unpredictable cruelty. Barnacles, small crustaceans that thrive in aquatic environments, can attach themselves to any surface, even a deer, when they come into contact with water sources. In this case, the deer likely waded into a muddy stream or river, allowing the barnacle larvae to latch onto its skin. Once attached, these creatures begin to grow, forming hard, calcareous shells that can penetrate the skin, causing painful wounds and potential infections. The deer's body becomes a battleground of life and death, where the barnacles feast on its flesh, drawing nutrients and energy from their unwilling host. As the infestation worsens, the deer struggles to move, its once proud stature reduced to a pitiful shadow of its former self. This dark symbiosis raises unsettling questions about the relationship between animals and their environments. The barnacles, driven by instinct to survive, unknowingly contribute to the suffering of their host. It's a stark reflection of nature's indifference, where the line between predator and prey blurs. Humans, too, are not exempt from this moral quandary. Our actions often disrupt ecosystems, leading to unforeseen consequences that can echo through the lives of countless creatures. Just as the deer suffers from an invasion it never asked for, so too do we face the repercussions of our choices, often too late to reverse the damage. In the end, as we ponder the grotesque fate of this deer, we are reminded that nature is not just a backdrop for our lives. It is a complex web of interactions where beauty and horror coexist. Perhaps the moral lies in recognizing our place within this web, understanding that our actions can lead to both